Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
It's Tuesday evening somewhere, and you know what that means.
It's 5 o'clock now.
Actually, it's 6:13. But,
oh, fuck.
In any case, Frankenstein...
That's a Homestuck number.
Oh my god, it is.
Minus 2.
I don't even remember anymore.
Plus 2.
Or is it 612?
It's 4:13.
I don't know. Continue.
Frankenstein Control starts now.
Oh!
Yay!
It feels like a strange blur since our last recording session. I mean, it always does, but more than usual this time. Quite possibly because I had a really stressful and busy week and a half, and also because I got dose 2 of the vaccine and spent several of those days in a feverish haze with pain and an adorable hot dog dachshund plushie as my only companions.
Aww.
Melissa got me this little hot dog.
Oh my god, is it a plushie of the one in the Thanksgiving Day parade?
No, but I think she remembered how hard I laughed at that, and that was part of why she got me him.
Okay, that's cute. That's adorable.
He's way cuter. Well, actually, you know what? The stupid, rigid Macy's dog was, despite being dumb as hell and hilarious, was actually really cute.
I've actually seen it because faithful member of the show tracked down the video clip.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't find that shit anywhere.
Yeah, his Google foo was strong.
He really is. He's the best at that thing. No, but Lissa got him. I was laid up in bed, and Lissa went to Five and Below for some other shit, and she saw this plushy dachshund hot dog boy there, and was like, "I'm gonna get this for my husband because it'll cheer him up," and it did. So I just kept him there next to me while I was laying there feeling horrible.
Well, you were in such a fever dream from all the Bill Gates nanomachines that you thought it was a real dachshund.
He talked to me in Sam Elliott's voice. "Now, kid, I know it's hurting now, but you're doing a good thing for society by
You're doing it real.
putting forth herd immunity. I don't want to scare nobody, and this ain't gonna be over until we've all gone through it. But that was not fun. I didn't throw up or feel like I was going to. That was my biggest. One of my coworkers reported that happened to her, and as a emetophobe, a mostly cured but severe childhood emetophobe, I was really afraid of that. But that did not happen.
He's afraid of people named Ahmed.
Sure. Where was I going with that? See, I still got the sick brain. I'm not fully recovered. I had it on Friday, and I'm still mostly better physically, but I'm a little bit whiffy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always whiffy, and but I'm just a little bit not there, and I felt good. I got it at 1:30 on Friday afternoon, and we were still able to go grocery shopping, and which is what we do Friday evenings. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling pretty normal. Maybe I'll be okay. And then we went home, and I was like, nope. And then I got horrible aches and pains, and just laid in bed with 4 blankets on me on top of the covers, and every time I got up to pee, my teeth were chattering, and my whole body hurt real bad, and I could only lie on my back or my right side because, of course, the shot. I don't know what it is about them frickin' COVID shots, man, but they frickin' hurt your arm where they stick you. It really hurts. So I couldn't roll over onto my left side.
That's where they put the tracking chip.
Sure, where Bill Gates' tracking chip. Now I got one on each arm.
It cracks me up. That's why I keep bringing it up.
I know. You know what? If it cured COVID, or not cured, but you know what I mean. If it got us through this shit, I mean, we're already tracked by your fucking phone and all that crap. So,
gotta track
dude, if you've ever made a Facebook account, you're pretty much fucked anyway in terms of privacy. So what the fuck does it matter if Bill Gates of all fucking people knows where you are? What's he gonna fucking do? Give you charity money? People are fucking stupid, and it's funny until it's not.
I know. Well, it was worth it because it means that Ravir has been sort of permanently thwarted in any future attempts on my pants.
Yep, Ravir will forever be banned from Biraj pans.
Unless he mutates, and then which he almost certainly will, and then we've got other problems.
Those are my... Oh my god!
I knew this was going to happen.
Ravir has become Mike.
His skull has elongated into its own Clovian fur helm.
Oh, God.
He no longer needs to wear one.
But he does anyway.
On top, it's some perverse inception.
That's,
What if you saw somebody wearing a top hat and you took their top hat off and they just had a big old lump of meat in exactly the shape of the top hat?
I'd put the top hat back on.
And he goes,
oh, God, like a can of dog food.
yeah, a can of
Cranberry sauce with
Thanksgiving.
with the ridges.
Yeah.
It has like the
Give me a
exact.
slice of cranberry sauce.
Delicious cranberry noggin.
We've already covered that in our Thanksgiving episode, but that's the only way I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Human
top of-
head.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're talking about
Yeah.
here. To top it all off, though, while kind of still feeling the after effects of the shot, I had to go to Richmond, the city that's really fun until it's not, and then it's really not fun.
Did you get a steel plate put over you?
No, I didn't.
Did you get a free pit bull?
I did not. Neither of those things happened, but we made lots of jokes about them because Alyssa came with me. I had to take a competency skills exam for my optical program. I had to do that in person, and my school's lab is headquartered there, so I had no choice. So once or twice a semester, they got me over a barrel. I got to go to fucking Richmond, and we tried to make the best of it. I got us a hotel room. Hotels are dirt cheap now because of Revere.
That's good.
It is good. I'm also phlegmier than normal because of the lingering effects of the sickness. There's always something wrong with me, making me grosser and more unpleasant to edit.
Pretty much. Eventually, we're just going to be like, welcome to Frankenstein Control, everybody.
Here's a bunch of TikTok cough noises.
Together with us today is our good old friend, Flimbo Grendo. He's the flimbiest boy of the West. Here he is.
Kill me.
Every moment I live is agony.
That fucked me up when I was a kid.
I mean, it's funny,
Of course
though.
it did.
Listen, I like in compliance with COVID. Like most of the stuff we like to do in Richmond anyway is just driving around and looking at shit and remembering other times we drove around and looked at shit. We just wanted to see all of our old haunts and hangouts, and it was fun to do that.
Did you drive past the cemetery and like Lissa just points at it and looks at you with wide eyes and goes, "That's where you're going"?
No, no, she didn't. She didn't. I'm sure. She didn't do that, and probably only because she didn't think of it. If she'd thought of it at the time, she would have said that just to freak me out, and then laughed. It was kind of nice to see some of the places. A lot's changed, a lot hasn't. Some places that I was really hoping would still be there weren't. Lots of places that I thought would have surely been killed even before COVID were still around, surprisingly. Like this really shitty sandwich shop by the awful Kroger where Alyssa worked. And it's still there.
Yeah.
Before we left town, we did manage to snag a late lunch from our old favorite Galaxy Diner. Always fun at Galaxy Diner. I was real glad that one was still chugging along.
I never had been to the Galaxy Diner. Is that place like Cracker Barrel, but for space nerds?
Yes.
Okay.
It's where they have movie posters for every episode of Mystery Science Theater.
Oh,
season.
okay. Well, okay. Big respect then. All right.
That's a good one. You went to Galaxy.
I don't remember.
Well, I mean, we were real drunk the Richmond years, like all the time.
That is true. There was quite a bit of alcohol during that time.
We were real drunk. It was a real bad time.
We had Streetza because of it.
We did have Streetza because of it.
Delicious bus stop Streetza.
Streetza is Streetza.
The hepatitis is free.
As is the pepperoni.
The pepatitis. I made myself laugh with that one.
There was lots of VCU has continued to spread cancer-like into the city and demolish more old buildings and put up new weird-looking dorms and shit in their place. And the ABC store where I found that dead guy on my way to class.
Is that not around anymore?
The ABC store's still there.
Okay.
The vacant lot with the shitty weird fence that the dead guy was laying against. That is no longer there and is a new dorm of some sort.
And it's haunted now by the spirit of a vagrant.
But the spirit of a if there would be so
but
many.
inexplicably the vagrant is now in 19th century garb. He's Victorian now. He's like, woo!
He has like one of those top hats where like the top is ragged and half off, like an open can. You know,
He's got chains. Ooh, Jacob Marley.
I forged these chains in life with heroin.
So when you say like Victorian era stuff, I completely forget about any kind of men's fashion at that point. I just imagine like the really big dresses.
Oh!
So that's what I see him wearing.
The dead guy's
Sure.
in a
Yeah.
beautiful ball gown.
But he's also wearing like a ratty ass dusty beanie with it too.
Yeah, by the way, the joke, in case anyone missed it, the joke is that for some reason, some meme was going around for a little bit of like, yo, why are all ghosts Victorian? What happened back then? why don't I see cavemen ghosts?
That was a thing that was a discussion that Carl Pilkington had with
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh,
Like,
that's what that was.
yeah, he's
Okay,
like,
okay.
well, ghosts, they only popped around the 1900s, you know, or the 18th century. Why don't I ever see any caveman ghosts?
And I'm sure, yeah, like those 19th century people who are seeing all them ghosts, I'm sure it had nothing to do with all the fucking poisonous laudanum you were downing for your female hysteria or whatever.
Drinking absinthe with turpentine still in it because they didn't wash the bottles out before they reused them.
Drinking fucking monkey pump.
Oh, we did, when I went to Galaxy, I snagged
Oh shit, we were talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah, I snagged a new bumper sticker because the day I got the shot, Friday, I had to rush straight home from I had to rush from work to get the shot.
Did they give you a lollipop at least?
No, they didn't. I had to supply my own. Then I had to get home
Lollipop.
because they were towing away, a company was going to tow away my poor old Ford. And they did that Friday afternoon as well, and they paid me $200 for it.
Oh boy. I mean, hey,
It's something.
you got money for someone to drag something away from you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I told my dad, you know, like, supposing I did have it towed somewhere, fixed up, and then sold it for better, like, my net profit might be less than what I ended up making.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm probably just better off taking the money and letting them drag it away.
Sell
But
for scrap, yeah.
I lost my old Galaxy Diner sticker that was stuck to the back of it.
And now you got a new one.
I had to get a new one for my new car, so that's nice. Richmond was really weird with COVID going on because like
No, you
VCU
could have just said it and stopped.
Oh yeah, you could say that full stop, but like there was.
It's a hell of a town.
It was very strange because I'm pretty sure VCU is like either I don't know what their deal is regarding classes, whether they're having them or whether they're like all online.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few student-looking people, you know, about town as there always is.
Yeah.
So there must be some in-person classes or hybrid. I don't know what's going on, but it was very, very empty. It felt like playing GTA 3 when like the game software didn't have enough code to spawn enough people to populate. You know, like the amount of people on the street didn't feel like enough for a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow, this is weird. And you know, and it didn't help that the 2 days we were there, it rained like hell and was like super fucking misty, so all the buildings are just shrouded in fog.
Yeah.
And there's
Silent
no one
Richmond.
around. Yeah, silent Richmond. And oh god, here comes Pyramid Head, and his pyramid helmet's made out of a metal plate. Is he a pyramid head or is he just some art kid?
Highly likely both.
Yeah, the sculpture class just taking his project with him on the bus,
Pretty much.
like I had to do a bunch of times.
Oh.
Of course you did. We all did. There is a new VCU art building. It is by, I forget what it's by. There's like that one Ethiopian restaurant on Broad. It's like early on in the campus, but it's...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's over there now. It's crazy as hell looking. It looks like this gigantic modern art. It looks like Madarame's palace is what it looks like. It looks like there's fucking MC Escher stairs up in that place. And it's like, oh, that's why tuition's so expensive, because of this. And then
Wow.
While we were driving around Richmond, we also got to see all the Confederate statues are gone now.
Oh.
Yay!
And
Did they replace him with anything?
no, there's
Okay.
just big empty pillars. And so some of the pillars have like, you know, the remains of Black Lives Matter graffiti on them, which is cool to see because all that shit was historic as fuck, and
Yeah.
like that was just going down, and it was cool to. I saw lots of pictures of the Richmond statues and what they were doing to them, and it was cool to see it in real life. And all of them were down. We went all the way down Monument Avenue because that's how we used to get around using Monument principally because everything we needed was off of it, and it is, you know, much better looking than Broad. So we went up and down Monument, and the Arthur Ashe, famed tennis player and child fighter, Arthur Ashe, is still proudly displayed with his racket of wrath raised high, ready to smite the chillins. But
You must smite the chillins.
he's doing the Lord's work.
Dude, I'm pretty sure we're the only ones who know what the fuck you're talking about, by the way.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm the only one who knows what the fuck you're talking about.
There's a statue of a famous tennis player named Arthur Ashe. He was a good tennis player, and he was renowned because of that. But he was also like one of the first, he was a well-known black athlete back when that was like still a groundbreaking. He's an important historical figure, and he's a good guy. And he rightfully got a statue on Richmond's Monument Avenue. However, the people who made the statue, I think he also was like a philanthropist and did stuff for kids' education and stuff, like a good athlete should use his fame to do. And so the statue is supposed to show him holding a tennis racket because that's what he was famous for, but also like in his other hand he has a book and he's reading to kids. The book isn't super noticeable in his hand, and the kids look like they're supposed to be crouched as he's reading to them, but they look sort of like they're cowering at his feet, and the racket he's holding is like raised up high. And so it looks like he's about to lay the smack down on these kids with this fucking tennis racket. And that's why it even made one of John Hodgman's books where he had a picture. He's like famed tennis player, philanthropist, and child fighter Arthur Ashe.
That makes me think of the Ronald McDonald statues.
Where he's waving?
Yeah. Where he's waving and he's got his hand up. It looks like he's raising it to slap you.
Yeah.
So people will pose in front of it cowering.
Yeah. Well, as we were at one of the intersections in Monument where they'd taken some of the Confederate statues down, we were trying to remember which particular generals were at which particular intersection. And Lissa was like, who was this one? Was this one, what did this one used to be? Was this Stonewall Jackson? And I was like, yeah, I think this one was Stonewall Jackson. And she's like, was he the one who got shot in the head on his horse and was dead, and they called him Stonewall Jackson because they thought he was brave for holding the line, but he was really just dead? And I said, no, honey, that's not how it happened. But I said, oh my God, we forgot the history because they took the statue down. No one remembers what happened. Oh
no! That's really funny. Fuck. Oh God.
There's like, oh no! We erased history. How will we ever know? And I was like, no. And I told her why Stonewall Jackson was actually called that. And then she's like, don't. I was like, this story has to go on the podcast. And she's like, no, you can't put this story on the podcast because then people will think I'm stupid. And I'm like, no, honey, you're very smart. Like, I'm the one who remembers all the shit about war and battles and crap like
you're
that.
You're Mr. War Man.
You're the one who's actually very skilled at all the things in life that require doing things and talking to people. You pay all our bills. And I just know War Man.
War Man, B-Rye. I was about to say B-Rye Russell. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm effectively a Russell. All the family gatherings I went to over the year.
Your brother is named Brian.
That is true. There is already a Brian Russell, which is why I'm B-Rye.
Yeah.
With double Bry. My two Bryans.
What if when they are finally getting to the point of let's put something where these Confederate statues used to be, and they decide they're just going to put bronze statues of clowns.
Well, the Richmond clown thing. Wasn't that a thing?
Richmond clown thing? What?
A couple years ago?
Sure, that wasn't a nightmare? Oh, you mean when they saw clowns in places and they scared people and everyone forgot about it because Trump was elected that year?
Oh my God, that's when it happened?
Yeah. That was 2016 where we went to the cursed timeline.
It's like, oh my God, there's clowns everywhere. There's a clown in the White House, and he's going to kill 500,000 Americans.
Just you wait and see. Here he comes with this big clown honker COVID.
It's really funny.
Oh,
it's funny.
As Ada says with a sad face. That's really funny.
Speaking of clowns, we also engaged in our time-honored tradition whenever we have a hotel room of just putting on the History Channel. Or no, the Weather Channel, sorry. The Weather Channels are we always put on the Weather Channels our background show just because it's like some of the stuff on there is interesting, but it's sort of interesting in a dumb kind of way because it's like big trucks get stuck on these frozen ass mountain and they gotta get him down, and here's a guy and he's gonna do it, and he's talking about how dangerous it is, but
Here's a guy and he's gonna do it.
yeah,
Here's a guy and he's gonna do it.
road through hell.
Ain't nobody gonna drive through this here mountain if it ain't no gonna be me. And just like on the bottom, like the lower third, it's just like a punk shit swall. Mountain truck man.
I actually think the guys on the episode we were watching were Canadian of all things, but
my favorite History Channel show, and by favorite I mean the one that finally solidified to me that this channel is dead, is this little thing called American Pickers.
Oh yeah.
That show's pathetic.
That's boring.
That show is, well, it's worse than boring. It's pathetic. But then again, I guess that makes it better than boring now I think about it, because now I remember.
Jack White was in one episode, and he just stood there while they showed him things they found. And I was like, that was an excuse to have Jack White.
Yeah,
that was a great idea.
That is the whole show. It's either we went to some long forgotten, nearly dead celebrity's house, and I was like, you remember how I did this thing? And both of them were like, no. And he's like, here's my commemorative plate when I walked on the moon.
We're Horace and Jasper, and we're gonna go.
Pretty much.
It's a fat guy and a skinny guy, and they're like, we're gonna go in our rickety old van, and after we're done popping off some Dalmatian puppies, we're gonna root through the trash.
And that's what they do. They root through people's important trash. And every episode, they're like, I gotta get it for the right price. And all these people are like, well, I don't want to give it away, but my granddad, he's still alive, 108, and he's got thyroid, prostate cancer, and we need to pay for his operation. I'm just so sad I gotta get rid of my Amy Winehouse commemorative plates. And then the two got the Horace and Jasper just like, so like 5 cents.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh wait, no, they're the ones buying, so they're like, wait, yeah, they're the ones buying. So yeah, I'll buy it for 5 cents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to sell this for $300. I made a big profit here.
That's the other thing too. Well, no, that's my favorite part about the show is when they do like the ring ups and stuff, and they're like, we drove 50,000 miles from New York to from fucking Beijing, China to Bashford, Connecticut, and we drove all this way so we can go picking through this garbage. And I was able to buy this penis-shaped drink shaker for 5 cents, and I know I'll be able to sell it for 10 cents. Like, it's the most pathetic shit you've ever seen. It's really sad. I don't know how they stay in business.
Well,
they stay in business because of my dad, and people like my dad.
Who watch
that
that?
will record it on DVR so they can watch them all together. In
Boomer
like a big
Dad.
club.
It's the Boomer Dad channel.
Yeah, it's just like, looking through all this dumb old shit.
Like, I want to fucking do
I got lots of dumb old shit. Maybe they'll come out here.
I want to do a fucking like redo of the beginning theme montage kind of thing, because they, History Channel, they don't have like a theme song per se in all their shows. They have like in the background while like hi, I'm Dick McPherson. I'm here at Shitfucker's stand of crap, and I'm gonna make the best deal or whatever.
Some brown jazz guitar.
And I want to do a remake of that where that shit's going on, and they're going to be like, we're the American Pickers. We're going to drive thousands of miles, and we're going to make dozens of dollars.
I refer to that as some variation of brown music because it sounds like the color brown.
Oh, okay.
Like it just sounds.
I thought you were making like a racial joke.
No, not at all. That's why I felt the need to clarify that.
I was like, Ada, edit that out. Don't tell him.
That's why I felt the need to clarify that. It's just like you hear that stuff and it sounds like butt rock. You're just like, well, I wanted to.
It sounds like a gross, dusty guy in a brown T-shirt. That hasn't showered in a week.
And the shirt was white before.
It's music that looks like A-HYUCK.
To bring it back for a second because it was the Weather Channel, not the History Channel.
Oh, fuck! We went on a big tangent with that, didn't we?
This whole episode's been a tangent. We didn't even do the intro.
No.
This is still your intro.
Wait,
Yes,
how many
it
minutes
is.
are we in on it right now?
We're almost a whole episode.
Yeah, we're like 25 minutes in.
Oh my
But
god!
I really want to talk about this though because I mentioned him before. While we were watching the History Channel, we saw this guy before in L.A. And I refer to him as the survival mansplainer. There's this show where this guy who's just like he's styled as some Bear Grylls type survival expert.
Oh boy. The real who's that? Who's that Ranger man that you would watch? That you would read in the comics? Beer Eye.
Ranger man in the comics.
Oh,
Ranger Rick.
No.
Here we have a comic of his on the.
Oh
fridge.
God.
Oh, Mark Trail.
Mark Trail. Thank you, Mark Trail.
Yeah,
Mark Trail.
No, yeah, we'll call him Mark Trail.
It's not Mark Trail. We have it's something else.
We'll call him Mark Trail, even though
never
actual
mind.
Mark Trail is a decent dude. But and this guy's he's so what it is. The show is the Survival Mansplainer comes on to.
Is it called the Survival Mansplainer?
It is absolutely not called the
What's
Survival.
it called, Beer?
I don't know. I call it the Survival Mansplainer because
look
it's
this up and
funnier
laugh
than the
at
actual
it.
name of the show.
Oh God.
But they interview people who've
Fucking disease-addled mind. Better remember it. I want to look this up.
They interview people who got lost in the woods and had or some disaster happened, and they go over what caused the disaster, how and where the people were stranded in some harsh environment, and then the Survival Mansplainer will tell you
what you did wrong.
I think the spirit of the show is he shows you techniques you could theoretically employ if you found yourself in those dire straits.
Yeah.
But because I'm never watching the show super closely because we have it on as background noise, it comes across extremely smug. and there's these people who are suffering from dehydration because they didn't have access to ready water where they were stranded. And he's like, this bamboo pipe system that I've rigged from trees or whatever is a great way to get water. And it's yeah, they didn't fucking have that, you asshole. That would have been great for them, but they didn't have that, which is why they were dying. You colossal jackass. Of course that would have helped them, but they didn't have it. And he's these berries here, these kids were starving. These teens got stranded. They took a canoe trip out to some Canadian river island or whatever, and they got stuck there. And he's they were starving because they were there for several days, and he's these berries can be found in almost any woods, but probably not the woods where they were stuck, but these berries are great to eat. And I'm yeah, they didn't fucking have those berries, you dick. Of course they were starving.
They only had poison berries.
Yeah,
they had poison berries and bear droppings.
If you're ever stuck in a survival situation where you're low on food, you can make a simple meal using a pair of rocks, 3 twigs, and a Kroger rotisserie chicken.
It's he showed you. He's well, one of the things that happened to the kids was they had a lighter with them, but it ran out of butane, and they're how are we going to start a fire without butane in the lighter? He's I'm going to show you how to start a fire. I'm the Survival Mansplainer, and I'm going to show you how to start a fire with an empty lighter. And because it still does the sparks, there's just no fuel. So he's you can make char cloth. I'm giving him an accent he didn't have, by the way. He grabbed an empty can of he's you could find these in almost any woods, and it's a littered old beer can, and he cuts it in half and he puts strips from a bandana in there and burns it over the fire, and he's it makes the pieces of bandana that you put in the can and burned that way so insanely flammable that just the sparks from a clicky lighter will do it and set them off. But it's oh no, what if they didn't have a can in the woods where they were stuck? I guess they're fucked. What if they didn't have the extremely specific item that I suggested would solve this problem? Oh no, I guess they didn't have that. Then they're just gonna die.
Now, when you're trapped out in the middle of the ocean, I highly recommend that you go to the nearest 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And ask for directions. I know it's scary. You millennials can't get anywhere without a GPS.
They were starving. I've got this hot dog my dad bought me.
Gee, Bill.
The guy's in his mid-40s. Why is this 10 by 1?
Oh, Beer Eye's on the edge.
I'm done. Take it away.
He's on the edge and he's about to break.
This has been the never-ending intro.
Yeah, time to introduce yourself. Who are we, Taylor?
That's right. We are Frankenstein Control. Welcome to our new show. Hey, wait, what are you doing? Hey, stop! Don't end the episode.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.